During the photo shoot with the couple, their two sons, and their dog, the photographer encountered an unexpected event when sorting through the pictures. One picture grabbed her attention, leading to a startling discovery. Grace, a part-time photographer, had been busy with photo shoots all day. Now, as she sifted through the day's photos, she sorted out the good ones from the failed attempts. Despite her chaotic week as a journalist, she pushed to finish her work before relaxing on the couch. Wanting to edit one more batch of pictures, she focused on the family she knew well. During her final review of the photos, something unusual caught her eye. Was she seeing things, or was there something in this picture that wasn't in the others? She zoomed in for a closer look, and her breath caught. There seemed to be something off, something that defied explanation. In question, one of the sons was sitting on his father's lap, but something was off. Some sort of gray pouch was sticking out beneath the son's bottom. Grace had recognized it immediately, but was she sure? It couldn't be right. Grace zoomed in as far as she could, right on the gray pouch, after which she opened up her laptop from the newspaper and searched through her files. It had to be somewhere in here. Her mind was racing. Grace was sure she had recognized the weird gray pouch, but she didn't want to be correct. She was looking for a file, hoping to be wrong, although that hope became smaller with every second that passed. Her heart skipped a beat when she found the file she sought. With some hesitation, she double-clicked it, and a whole news article appeared on the screen. Grace didn't care about the text. She could recite it by heart as she was the one who had written it. With frantic eyes, she searched for the picture and compared it with her own photo. It couldn't be. The picture in the article and her own contained the same strange, gray pouch. This wasn't what she had hoped for. $1 million heist. The article was titled. The whole city had been on high alert ever since a very expensive art piece was stolen. The gray pouch? Now that very same gray pouch was right there in a picture she took during one of her photo shoots. How was this possible? Did she just catch the thieves? Was this solid evidence? Determined to get to the bottom of this, Grace decided to write a research article. After arriving home, she immediately opened her laptop and combed through the pictures again. Did this family rob the museum? Was the husband the thief? One thing was for sure, they were her only lead. What was her next step? She stopped pacing as a plan started forming in her head. She was going to visit them. It was her only solid lead and would logically be the best way to continue the investigation. Grace started packing her things. She grabbed her laptop and a flashlight. On her way to the car, Grace dialed a number. Her heart skipped a beat from relief when a familiar feminine voice answered. "Is it okay if I stop by? The pictures are finished," Grace asked the wife. "Yes, of course. Come on over," the voice answered enthusiastically. And so, the plan was in motion. She hung up the phone and put in the address. As she wondered what their house would look like, would there be stolen art on the wall, or would safes be scattered throughout their home, hidden behind paintings or under rugs? The plan, which she had devised in a few minutes under extreme pressure, consisted of showing the couple all the pictures. She would pay close attention to the husband and wait for his reaction when she showed them the image with the pouch. This would give her a good indication of his involvement. Now that Grace had arrived at their house, the plan didn't seem as thought out as she had believed it to be. She shook her head. Moments later, she was sitting in the couple's living room, nervously fidgeting with her fingers while she waited for the wife to bring her tea. When they had all sat down, Grace set her plan in motion. She showed them the pictures of their shoot, including the one with the pouch, anticipating a reaction. But Grace gasped in surprise, which she managed to cover up with a cough. What was going on? Didn't he see the pouch? Her mind raced, but she couldn't let them notice her worries. So she cleared her throat and said, "Well, that's all," trying to hide her disappointment by spilling some tea and going to the bathroom. Her plans seemed to have failed. What should she do now? Grace decided to go back and play along. When Grace entered the room, she saw the couple looking closely at her laptop. The screen showed the picture with the pouch. Had they seen it after all? "What's that?" the wife asked, pointing directly at the pouch. Before Grace could respond, the husband answered, "I thought it was a toy for the children." Grace knew Troy was the baby sitting on his lap in the picture. Her mind was blown. She had to bite her lip to contain herself. A toy for the children? How could you think that it was now blatantly apparent they had nothing to do with it? So Grace had to change her plan. The man said the baby had it in his hand, but where did it go afterward? Grace said hesitantly. They looked at each other. Grace knew she had outed herself by asking the question, but she was sure they were innocent. She shrugged and mumbled, "I have to tell them." Afterward, she explained everything and asked them if they could help. The husband was shocked to find out he had been holding a stolen art piece and didn't hesitate after Grace had asked for their help. "I put it back on the cabin's porch," the husband said. Grace felt a warmth coming over her. She knew the cabin owner very well. He would help her, or so she thought. Grace thanked the couple for their help and raced over to the cabin. She liked using that location for photo shoots as the cabin was in a lovely forest. Not long after, she noticed something that shouldn't be possible. On her way over, the sun had started to set, which allowed her to see the lights in the cabin were on. "That isn't right," she mumbled. The owner was supposed to be away today. He told her when she asked if she could use the location for her shoots. Why were the lights on? Grace parked her car at a safe distance and walked the rest of the way. The first thing she did was glance over to the porch. There was no pouch to be seen. She carefully approached the window and peeked inside. There were 3 men drinking beer like they were celebrating. Then she saw it. Right in the middle of the table was the pouch. It couldn't be more apparent than this. These 3 men were the thieves. It was like her heart was in her throat. She could hear it beating so loudly. She had to do something, but what could she do? Then she remembered something. Grace grabbed her cell phone from her pocket as silently as she could and ensured the flash was off before taking the picture. She moved away carefully and sent the picture to one of her contacts, after which she dialed the number. Her heart raced when she heard the person answer. "Sergeant Rogers," whispered Grace into the phone, contacting her trusted police contact from the newspaper. "I've sent you a picture. Take a look and send some help," she said, mindful of the potential eavesdroppers at the cabin despite being at a safe distance. A gasp came from the phone. "Is that what I think it is?" Rogers asked. Grace continued to whisper as she explained everything to the sergeant. "These are the thieves. I need help," Grace finished without hesitation. Rogers assured her that help was on the way and urged her to stay safe. Soon after, 2 police cars raced toward the cabin. It felt like ages, but they arrived promptly. The officers arrested the men and prepared to take them to the station. After catching her breath, Grace followed them in her car. Later, after leaving the police station, Grace returned home and wrote her research article. It was a huge success, becoming the headline for over a week. She received a full-time job offer with a raise and was rewarded by the museum. The diamonds found in the pouch were now named the Grace Diamonds. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.